Welcome to
to
Shade
Shade in the
City.
City. And thank you for joining us for our first Sip and Shade. So we're not
I'm sipping on ginger ale right now, y'all, because we had a snowstorm and I can't go out and go get no more alcohol. So you're gonna see me sipping, but I ain't sipping no real shit right now.
That's okay. You're still sipping and still being shady. And that So thank you for joining us. Our first episode of Sip and Shade, where we're not giving you TV reviews, but shady ass news. And that's what we're here to do. So let's get right into it. Cheers. Where is my pen? Thank you. Thank you. So we start off with Miss Arionne Curry. And if y'all do not know who she is, let me explain. For those of us who are Love and Marriage Huntsville viewers, she is the reason, or I wouldn't say the reason, but part of the reason why these two over here, Melody and Martell Holt, are no longer married. She is the side.
Well, she will tell you
of the year.
She will tell you that she had no parts in ending their marriage. That it was Martell, because Martell pursued her, and she was a young single woman. She actually said it a couple times to Tasha K. She corrected.
But and shout out, if you guys do not follow Tasha K, she is awesome. She's actually a little shadier than us.
A little shadier. Tasha K is shady.
So but shout out to her.
I feel like a couple times even to Arionne, while she was there, she was a little shady.
Right? She's a Pisces. I was like, it makes so much sense. It makes so much sense. But no, so she's in the interview and she's basically saying, trying to tell her side of the story. Her and Martell obviously were engaged in a 5-year affair. Now I will say we can't completely put the blame on Arionne.
I thought it was 6 because there was also some references to it being 7 years.
Oh, I feel like she said 5. But I mean, I don't know. Either way, it was too damn long when he was married. And having, but apparently, according to her, Melody knew and basically knew what it was. Like,
yeah, she said Melody went over to her house. They had sit downs and
conversations or his mistress, and that's where it was. And I was like, oh wow. Now I will say I've heard a few times that people say Melody knew about her. She knew about her. And I'm like, just because you know about her, that don't mean you want her fucking your husband. I can know about you all day, bitch, but I'm still trying to keep my family together. So I feel like this.
I think there's a I think
like
there's
they're trying to say she was condoning it.
I would feel like she was condoning it too. Okay, I feel like there's a difference between knowing about it and sitting down and breaking bread with this woman. You're over at her house. Oh, call me if you need anything. And having phone conversations lasting 2 hours long. Bitch, there's nothing I need to say to you besides come stand in front of my car so I can run your ass over.
Oh, shit. Shade in the City does not promote violence. But no.
This is on my downtime, y'all. This is on my downtime.
You're funny. So no, Arionne was just, a lot of people said it was kind of like a dry interview. I thought it was good. I thought that she answered a lot of questions because obviously she's not on the show, and Melody is not going to let her get on the show because Melody is a producer. So I thought it was a nice way to like get her side of the story. What I think the funniest part was when she brought up being from a 2-parent household. And then when Tasha goes on to ask her, well, what do you grew up with your mom and your dad? And she said, no, my dad never lived with us. It was just me and my mom. Y'all, I mean, I ain't the smartest apple on the tree, right? But last time I checked, a two-parent household, two parents lived in it together. Am I wrong? I mean, drop down in the comments if I'm wrong.
She did. I think she realized what she said, because she did eventually correct herself and say that her dad, she had a two-parent household with her dad because he had remarried, I guess. So there was two-parent household over there, but she lived with her mom. But yeah, she was a little bit confused as to what a two-parent household was.
She went, somebody said, and I did think that was funny. They said, so you went to nursing school and then you dropped out. And then they said, and you spent 5 years in college? They was like, what degree is that? I said, damn, y'all leave Arionne alone.
You know, it's giving me the family Chantel.
Oh, family Chantel. It took her.
No, it took her forever to get through nursing school.
Through nursing school, yeah. It's just insane. So
I guess it's hard.
I really do. What I did like was she did drop a little tea and let us know that she has been around Marceau and Maurice, and they like to hang with linebackers.
And if you watch the what is it, where they all sit down and talk together, Marcel said he was never around Martell with Arionne.
He was with her. And you know what? I love that they say this, because I believe this to be so true. I don't believe, at least in my opinion, any married man that is not trying to cook up his home is going to sit and be complacent while your homeboy brings around his mistress. Like, I would excuse myself.
But that's where Marceau's wife was saying that.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh no, I'm not about to leave just because of that. Because you had a linebacker too, sir.
Yeah, you had a bitch with you too. Because
that's why
the feather flock together. So no, I would absolutely.
And Arionne actually said that she believes that what Melody said was true when she said, you know, my husband wasn't doing this until he started hanging around you guys. So this is something that they were already into and already doing. And I guess Martell came along and, you know, joined too. So I guess Martell actually was on to something when, you know, he was singing like a little bird when his ass got caught.
Okay, so I did want to highlight, this was what I was not here for. And let me pull out my violins, right? You see me with the violin. She's like, I am just so upset with her. I was going to try to comb my thing over like hers to get the look, but I didn't have time. So no, but for me, it was the lack of accountability. The fact that she will not be woman enough to apologize to Melody for basically sleeping with her husband and carrying on a whole relationship.
And she admitted that they didn't have sex until after she knew that he was married.
Exactly.
She said that they had dated for 9 months without having sex. They were really just friends, and she had fell in love with him.
In Ohio. She lived in a different.
Fell in love with him through conversations, but in the midst of that 9 months, she found out that he was married. And
she felt like she was 20 years old and she didn't care. Fuck your wife. Like
she felt like she was already in love with him and she wanted to continue to have the conversation, and then crossed the line and had sex. So I don't know why she doesn't take any blame at all, especially after that. But
she's like, what I didn't like was she was like, I've taken accountability. No, you haven't. You haven't apologized. How does that work? She's like, I know I was wrong. I'll give you that. You acknowledged, but you acknowledge it. If you're not sorry for it, then no, that's not accountability. That means you'll do it again.
To be quite honest with you, and I could be wrong. I don't even know if that's what Melody's looking for. I understand that, you know, she deserves an apology, but me personally, it wouldn't mean shit to me. It wouldn't mean shit to me from Martell, and it wouldn't mean shit to me from Arionne. Because this is a relationship that you carried on forever, almost damn near half of our fucking marriage. So, your apology doesn't mean shit to me. You're not sorry. And I believe that's why she won't apologize. You're not sorry.
Sorry, no.
It's just out in the open. And y'all are feeling some type of way that y'all got caught, and everybody knows about it. And of course, you're supposed to look sorry. But no, had nobody knew about this shit, you probably would still been doing it.
You know what's so crazy? And I will give Tasha K her props, because I don't know. I felt like she, knowing the circumstances of the situation, and I think being a viewer of the show, even as a person or a person with a platform, I don't think that I could sit across from her and give her the same, like the respect that Tasha gave her. Like, you would probably hear it in my questioning that I didn't fuck with you. Right? Like,
but Tasha had made it clear that she was cool with her. She said, I fuck with you. Like, we're cool. She made it clear that she didn't have any,
ill will towards her. But exactly. I also have seen Tasha do that to get through an interview, and then the next week you'll be in her news. So
I mean, she had her little shady moments, right?
Yes. But no. And then the second thing that I didn't like that you did, Arionne, is that this whole narrative of them using your likeness so they can make money off of you. I don't get that. I don't get that. I think that you're bitter because Melody has been able to turn her. What's your favorite saying? Pay me for my pain. Basically, she's been able to turn her, misfortunes and into something that's lucrative. But her whole family fell apart on TV. I don't think that anybody would ask for that. I'm sorry. I don't think anybody, regardless of how much the paycheck, I don't think anybody would want to display that publicly.
Well, I feel like she keeps on saying that because she's under the impression that initially the show was supposed to be about real estate. And then the producers, according to Arionne, wanted to flip it and make it about them and make it about the affair. And apparently she's under the impression that Melody was on board the entire time. Supposedly Martell wasn't with it, and then he changed his mind, but supposedly Melody was on board the entire time, and she feels like it was the plan. Well, to me, the entire time.
You know what that sounds like? That sounds like Martell. Like what you just said, which she did say, that sounds like something like Martell told her to go say when you do this interview, or that's what Martell was telling her at the time. But and I've just seen a couple interviews with Mel, she says, yes, I knew about her. She said, I also knew about other women. She even says it on this season.
Because I think Arionne said that she doesn't think that she was the first woman.
Yeah, no, she was not the first woman. But this was the first one that he had gotten attached to like that, is my understanding. And she asked him, she said, yo, leave her alone. We're about to shoot it. Like, she knew. And she said, look, we're about to do this show. You need to chill out. He said, okay, fine. That's her side of the story. And then he kept messing with her. And so eventually, now once you're on TV, all your stuff comes out. And it had no choice but to come out. But I highly doubt Mel was sitting back like, well, he cheating anyway, so might as well put him on TV. Like, I think they probably sat down, or he probably said, oh, I won't do it anymore. You're right. And he just probably thought he'd be sneakier.
You know what? But now that you said that, it actually makes sense as to why Martell feels that had they not been on the show, they would have still been together.
Yeah.
Because this isn't the first time he's done it. Apparently there was other women in the past. And apparently from Arionne's perspective, Melody was comfortable with her. I mean, sitting on the phone, having conversations, going to her house and things like that. Martell may be right. If they were never on the show, Melody and Martell would probably still be together. With his cheating and all.
I've always said, I believe if it wasn't for the baby, they would still be together. I think that she would have, even publicly, sadly, I think she would have looked past it. I think it was the baby. It was the baby for her. That's because that you can't get rid of that once that's here. You know what I mean? And then from what Arionne did let us know is that that was not her first pregnancy with Martell. She had actually been pregnant. I think the baby they have now would have been her third pregnancy.
That's what it seemed like.
She had a miscarriage and
an abortion.
And then they aborted the second baby.
He paid for, but it was her decision.
Same time as Melody. I was
with Melody's second to last. With Melody's second to last child.
It's just insane to me. It's just insane to me. And I'm like, okay, I'm here for the tea, Arionne.
For some reason, I don't know why, I felt that it was funny that Tasha K wanted to make it clear that she was not a side chick and she was a mistress. I know the difference, but to me, at the end of the day, you're still the bitch on the side. You're still the one fucking my dude.
You know why she elevated her? Because she's side chick of the year. So that elevates you to mistress.
A mistress just means that you are sleeping with a married man. Side chick is you're sleeping with somebody's boyfriend.
I take that differently because I think you could be I feel like side chick is more of a, like you said, it's more of like you're messing with somebody's boyfriend. And I don't think anybody's like spoiling you or taking care of you if you're just like a side chick, in my opinion.
That's not true.
Well, that's not true. But I feel like mistresses is more of a, like this, you sitting over there, you laid up and yeah, he may come over once, but he makes sure your bills is paid, Like
that, boo, that's side chick too.
I guess it is, huh?
Either way, let me tell you something. Either way, they want your ass to be quiet. They want you to keep quiet. Either fucking way.
Pay me for my silence.
And even if the girlfriend or the wife knows about you, guess what? They still want you to stay in your place. So they still gonna pay you for that. So no, I don't think that makes a difference.
And I thought it was a really good question that Tasha asked her when she was like, would you ever be with Martell again? And she was like,
she said, would you marry him?
Oh, did she?
That's what she asked.
Oh, would she marry Martell? And she was just like, I think he needs therapy.
She said, you ain't answer the question, but what's the answer? She said, oh, okay, that means yes. She said, no, don't say that. I didn't say yes. She said, well, you didn't say no.
And okay, don't get me wrong. And I'm so happy I did this picture in particular, because the one thing that I did not like about the interview, don't you dare compare Arionne Curry to Melody Holt.
I mean, they both are pretty women.
I think Arionne's okay, but in I think Melody.
I think she's pretty.
So, I don't know. In comparison, I just didn't like it because I was like, I feel like Melody is super, super pretty. And I mean, Arionne's okay. She's, but
I don't. When she compared them, I don't think she was just comparing their looks. I think she was comparing like their mannerisms and as well as their looks. They're both like small, petite women. They're both really pretty. They both are kind of like, like meek and you know what I mean? Like they're not like loud and you know what I mean? They're just like, like, well, we saw Melody get loud sometimes, but
well, you know what? Well, clearly Arionne can get loud sometimes.
Yes.
So I do like that how she did that comparison. Like basically Arionne is just a younger version of Melody. A younger, more brown skinned version of Melody. Which that comparison I was like, okay. But to be like, y'all could sit down and be sisters, I was like, okay, Tasha, you pushing it.
Oh, I remember this.
You pushing it. That part. You pushing it. But yeah, I mean, other than that, she talks about how, she just basically wants her plot. She has a book coming out, I think. So we'll see if Melody gets a chance to stop.
I feel like she should have said the name of the books. I mean, this is like free advertising, boo.
No, she was like, I ain't gonna let Melody put that in a song.
That's free advertising too. Why the hell not?
Right?
Look, I just said, Tasha, can you put it up on the screen? Spell it out for me when I say it, okay? Put it up on the screen. Had them edit it in, okay?
The same way they put her Twitter and YouTube up there. And I was like, is people really watching Arionne? But we do learn that she has 2 successful businesses. So at least she didn't come out like, let this man ruin her life, have a baby by him, and she ain't got the show for it. So I would say keep doing you, Arionne. You are I think she said she just turned 30 or she's like early 30s. So
I know she's early 30s.
So she still has a chance to like bounce back and, hopefully one day be somebody's wife and not always,
But that's what Tasha K touched on that too. She don't want to apologize to Mel, and she's like, one day you're gonna want to be married.
Yeah.
Karma's the bitch.
And she was like, no, I respect it and I understand it's not right. And that's why I was like, hold on. So you respect it and it's not right, but you went ahead and did it anyway. Now, I will say this is probably retrospect. She probably wasn't thinking that when she was 20 years old.
That's what she said. She said she was young, and she respects marriage now more now. But my thing was, Tasha K is talking about karma, and you're like, oh, well, I think I'm getting my karma now. Boo, that don't mean just because you're going through hell right now. These could be consequences of y'all's actions. That don't mean,
but you know what? You know why I think she's saying that too? Is because I think last I heard, they're not together.
Who? Martell and
Martell, I think that
no, they're not together. Don't have another baby with somebody else.
Link.
Huh?
I think that's his sneaky link.
Arionne?
Yeah.
Arionne.
I think that like he'll come over there and they'll hang out and they chill and they be doing stuff without the baby, and she'll like sneak little pictures of him and post them in like her stories and stuff like that, basically to be like, yeah, I'm with him.
Oh, does she do that?
Yeah, she does do that.
What happened with don't Martell got another baby with somebody else?
Not that I know about. Are you breaking some news that?
Okay, well, don't allegedly. Allegedly, I was asking a question, so I thought there was another baby.
I thought it was it's just Mel's kids and his with Arionne.
Okay.
But yeah, y'all, I mean, it was a really crazy interview. I would definitely go check it out if you have not seen it already. It was definitely full of tea. And if you are a Love and Marriage Huntsville viewer like we are, I can't wait for next season. And that will be on the review list. That is a must because we're going to be watching it anyway. So let's get on to the next shady piece of shit going on. All right, y'all. Third trimester Tristan finally admits he is the father of Marley Nichols' baby. Now, if y'all don't know who Marley Nichols is, she's the one up here with this fatty.
This girl, I don't even that needs a name of its own. That ain't even a fatty. Chloe got a fatty. Okay, that I don't even know what the hell to call that.
That I don't. That is a big old ass.
That's a big old ass.
A big old ass. She like picked the biggest one. Was like, I want that one. So as we know, I believe she's a trainer out in, I think, LA or no, Texas. I believe.
Oh, everything bigger in Texas.
You stupid. And so basically she was hooking up with Tristan back almost, I think they go back to March of last year, which we all know he was begging to get Chloe back and trying to get in her good graces. And she had finally taken him back. And then, of course, he does what he does because he's Tristan.
This is why you can't take niggas back. I mean, look, we just talked about Martell. We're talking about Tristan. I mean, what do they have in common? The woman took them back.
So they kept doing it.
They ain't gonna lie.
Basically, he posts on his stories, which thank you, because y'all see my battery was dying. I had some. But today, paternity test results revealed that I fathered a child with Marley Nichols. I think that's her name. I've been messing her name up. Lord, please forgive me. And spelled her name wrong. It's all right. I take full responsibility for my actions. Now that fraternity has been established, I look forward to amicably raising our son. I sincerely apologize to everyone I've hurt or disappointed throughout this ordeal, both publicly and privately. Now, prior to this, if you guys aren't hip to the story yet, he did this girl so wrong. She was trying to take him to court for fraternity. He tried to get her shut down so she couldn't say anything or put a gag on her. She was able to speak up before that happened. And then after that, shit hit the fan. She had the baby Paternity test came back, and it's what we all knew anyway, right? Because Tristan don't know how to keep his dick in his pants. We all knew it. And apparently you're out here raw dogging. Like, what? What a way to tell on yourself, Martell Holt. So
it's like, you know what it is? The problem is,
I think that's what's more disgusting to me. It's the disrespect of, if you're going to do it, let's not leave the evidence and babies behind as your evidence.
That's the thing. It's like,
you don't want to wrap it back, up. Like, that's just disgusting to me.
It's like when you take them back, not only do they do it again, they get more disrespectful. Girl.
So I really felt, I'm sorry. I know a lot of people don't feel bad for Chloe because of how she got them. And they always say you lose them how you got them. But I don't think any woman deserves this shit, especially on a public platform. And it's literally, regardless of whether she's with him or not currently, that's still her daughter's father. And I mean, I would feel some type of way if my baby daddy started being Nick Cannon, if we broke up. I would feel some type of way. And you just started going out here and impregnating everybody. I would feel a certain type of way. So I completely understand where poor little Chloe is probably coming from right now. I'm sure she's regretting the decision to take him back, especially because this happened as soon as she took him back. Yeah, there we have it, folks. And then
I know his ex is like, I'm glad I let go of that trash.
Okay,
I ain't fight for that.
Jordy is living her best life. And
has been.
I ain't mad.
And you know what? I feel like I know initially she was upset, right?
Of course.
But I feel like she got over it.
It wasn't like no bull. Like, they were engaged.
I feel like, you know what, though? She was like, you know what? I'm going to let this bitch take out my trash.
Mm-hmm.
Let me move on with my goddamn life. And I know she's glad she did.
Because accountability, Chloe, you owe Jordan an apology. I do believe she offered you one, but I'm sorry. You broke down a whole, like, her and her sister were friends since they were like elementary school, I feel like. And because that was your sister, she rode for you, even though you wasn't shit. And Kylie probably knew he wasn't shit. And if she had a choice, she probably would have stayed cool with Jordan. But she just couldn't, out of loyalty. And I completely understand it, because I would have been loyal. Even though I would have been like, he ain't shit, right? But I'm going to be loyal to you. So I just feel like she does. I
was talking about Tristan's baby mama.
Oh, you mean Jordy Craig.
Yeah, you're talking
about. She owes her an apology, but I believe she also owes Jordan Woods an apology. Because I'm not saying what she did was okay.
Jordan living her best life too.
That's what I'm saying. But
her man is look.
and that's what I'm saying. Like, no shade.
Jordan, where you he got a brother.
Jordy Craig is living her best life. Jordan Woods is living her best life. And you the only one still here sitting here hurt behind this man. That's all I'm saying. And so we go on. Y'all, Tristan apologizes again to Chloe for being a boy. And then Lamar Odom crawls out from under a rock to give his 2 cents.
Are these your words?
Yes.
Your words?
Yes. This is my narrative. What'd you say?
I'm like, who the hell posted this?
That me. So, all right, let's read his very heartfelt apology to Chloe. Chloe, you don't deserve this. You don't deserve the heartache and the humiliation. You don't deserve the way I treated you over the years. My actions certainly have not lined up with the way that I view you. I have the utmost respect and love for you. Bullshit. Regardless of what you may think. She thinks it's bullshit. Again, I am so incredibly sorry. Signed, fuckboy Tristan.
sign, fuck boy Tristan. Huh?
That's where we're at. So, fuck boy Tristan.
She looks really pretty in this picture, though.
Yeah, that's a good picture. He looks like a clown, like he is. I should have put a clown emoji over his face. And then Lamar Odom, and this is what there was a reason I added him, because he didn't say nothing crazy. He was just like, Chloe, you deserve better. The shit he always say when something happened to her.
But you didn't give it to her, though.
That's my point. Why is it always Dennis McKinley, the man that cheated on you and did you wrong? And if I'm not mistaken, Lamar did her way worse than Tristan has ever done her, but then want to speak on how the next man has shit on you. I'm confused.
No. I mean,
Lamar got caught in a hostel and almost died.
Yeah.
Yeah, on a drug binge. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, is it?
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah.
Okay, but let's say this, okay? Tristan was in his right frame of mind.
But I hate to say it, even with him, wasn't he with his Well, no, we found out he was with Taraji Henson. Apparently, I saw that shade room. Lamar Odom. Apparently, he said he stopped messing with Taraji to mess with Chloe, which was so.
Wait. Baby mama when he was messing with Chloe.
I was about to bring that up too, and then I thought about Taraji, because then it made me realize he was messing with them both.
Taraji was messing with Lamar. That don't even
look it up. Go look it up.
That don't even seem like Taraji.
He did an interview the other day, and
that will disappoint me so bad.
Yes, Taraji apparently blessed him with her presence for long enough, and he was like, she was one of the greatest and I loved, because the article that I was reading talked about, and I love what they said. I hate to hear how these Black men do these interviews and talk about how uplifting a Black woman is, but then you can't love us the right way, and then you go and get with the Chloes, and well, he didn't do shit for her either. But it's just the point. If you know that, because he spoke very highly of her and how she really helped change his life. And he was like, he didn't say he was stupid, because we all know he still loves Chloe. But he basically said, like, yeah, I missed out on Taraji because I was chasing Chloe. And at the same time, you had Liza Morales, your baby mama, at home with your 2 kids. I said, damn, niggas be busy. Niggas be busy. So, yeah, y'all, it's a hot ass mess. It's a hot ass mess.
See, that's what I'm talking about. We need some other type of gender. Fuck men.
Fuck men. Fuck women.
Fuck men.
We need another gender.
We don't want women. We need something else. It's
just nuts. And me and Nels were talking about it off camera before we started, but apparently Tristan did send a dozen roses or a whole bunch of roses.
Or dozens, I believe.
Dozens of roses over to his daughter, True, that he has with Chloe. Obviously, because before this news broke, before he made the announcement,
public apology,
was the father, and then posted his public apology. And I just hope, you know what? I hope Tristan really, really falls in love with somebody, like real, real love. And I hope she's a thot.
That's normally how it's going. That's normally.
I want him to know.
That's called karma.
Yeah, I want him to know because he's done this. He continues to do this to multiple women, and so clearly he's not learning anything. And it's just sad. It really is sad. And I hope now one of y'all heifers, Jordy, Chloe, Marilee, don't you let him pull up on this, oh, we got kids together bullshit. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. Because he ain't shit. And it's proven. It's like they said, when somebody shows you who they are, believe them.
Believe it.
Okay, so we're going to end y'all on this.
Speaking of baddie, Bernice Burgos.
In the middle, who we all know is Bernice Burgos. Now, apparently she has come up in the topic of conversation between these two ladies, which I'm sure most of you are familiar with, one being Tiny.
Should be familiar
Tiny Harris.
With Shekinah also.
T.I.'s wife. But a lot of, some people might not really know Shekinah, or is it Shekinah? I call it Shekinah.
I'm just going off of the way it's spelled. Oh. Shekinah.
No, but I've heard other people say that.
I thought it was just the accent.
True. So basically, they, as we know, Shekinah and Tiny have been friends for years. I can sit here and say, and I be all up in entertainment news, I have no idea why they fell out. I even went in the comments of this live that she put up, which we'll get into, to see if I could find out why they really fell out.
I thought it had something to do with the lady with accusing T.I. of,
Sabrina Peterson or whatever, the girl that came out and said something about.
I thought it had something to do with that. And when
I thought it did too, because she came out and spoke on it. But I thought, let me tell you this. I feel like I did see that video, and I was like, well, that was kind of a best friend hookup. If I have something out here about me that's just circulating and I don't address it, or it's just rumors, when you come and address it on my behalf or confirm it, even if I didn't say it, now people are going to believe it because you're my bestie. So I'm not saying, again, if that's why they fell out, I can't understand why Tiny's like, yeah, girl, you up. Like, they are really looking at me and my husband for a whole, like, sex ring. Like, you got us in a lot of trouble. You know what I'm saying?
Instead of checking with me first and seeing, hey, you haven't spoke on this. Do you mind if I talk about it?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because I understand the bestie energy and wanting to protect and whatever. But you don't see Lauren out here doing lives to protect Portia and putting her business out and confirming things. So it just, and it's sad because unfortunately, I guess, and it was funny, a lot of people in the comments were talking about how she was the crying, like she cries. She'll put out a video and then she puts out a video the next day crying, talking about, I didn't mean to say that, y'all. And so I don't know, but basically she kind of goes off on live and she seems like she's talking to T.I. and she's basically, or she's addressing T.I. and she's like, yeah, and your girl mad at me, or your wife is upset with me because I wouldn't fight Bernice and da da da. And I was like, are we doing that at 40? Like it. I just thought that was a little strange, but I mean, again, we be hearing some crazy things out in these streets about T.I. and Tiny. So maybe that's how hard they go. I don't know. But either way, she felt like she was bullied. She says she's no longer protecting Tiny. And here's mistake number 2, Shekinah. Because now you're making the relationship completely, what's the word? Irreconcilable. Because one thing you don't do as besties, you never, I don't care how mad you are, you don't go spill somebody's shit. You keep that in the vault. If y'all are never friends again, you take that to the grave with you. But you don't get to talk about stuff that, whatever we was going through while we was in the thick of it. You don't get to do that. So, yeah, I thought that was interesting. Bernice out here being cute, minding her business.
Tiny actually don't look bad in this picture either.
What happened? Tiny actually looks very good in this picture. I tried, because and then basically Tiny goes on to post in her lives, if you don't have proof that whatever you be talking about is working for you, man, do everyone a favor and shut your ass up. I said,
you kind of sound like her when you said it. When you said what?
I was trying to channel my inner Tiny. Tip. But anyway, so that's pretty much it, guys, for our sip and shade. We will definitely get back to y'all when we have some more shady news. And these fools are crazy. So it ain't gonna be long. We'll see y'all in a few days. Might see you tomorrow, depending on what. But want to thank you for joining us for our first episode. Please make sure you like,
comment,
subscribe,
and hit the notification bell.
And we will be back for another episode of Sip and Shade very, very soon.
Bye. Bye.
Front, back, side to side. Make sure you go like and subscribe. Front, back, side to side. Make sure you go like and subscribe. Hey!